Hello, guys. Today I'm back with you in another video. This video this time is going to answer a question that I see a lot of people get confused about. And the question is simple: what is an American? Because it seems like this world give this perspective of being an American is someone who was born in the United States of America, which is a completely wrong understanding of an American. Because if that would have been true, you would ask yourself, who is a European? Who is an African? Or who is an Asian? Are these people who were born in a country called Africa or Europe or Asia? Or were they born in the continent, no matter what country within that continent? So it's the same thing for America. Okay, a person who is an American is not really someone who was born in the United States of America, if you would understand, because America is a continent. Although they trying to divide the continent into two different continents, which they trying to say there's a North America and the South America, but it is one continent. When they discover America, they call it America. They didn't call North America or South America. They discover America and they give it a continent. They make it a continent or give it the name America. Okay, so now a person who was born in a country called, let's say, Haiti, you are an American born in Haiti. A person who was born in Mexico would be an American born in Mexico. But within the United States of America, of the continent of America, you have a group of 50 countries, which they call states, that form a union, and they call it the United States of America. So when a person is born in one of those countries within the union, you are an American, but that doesn't mean you are the only American on the planet. That doesn't mean you being born in that state make you an American, and someone who was born outside of the union is not an American. That is a wrong conception. Okay? It's a totally wrong understanding, because the way it is anyone who is born in the continent of America is an American. Whereas a person who was born in Florida is a Floridian. Someone who was born in Texas is a Texan. Or someone who was born in Idaho is whatever you call it. But they are people who were born in the continent of America, and they are American as well. But that's not mean the United States is holding the power of someone to be American, or for someone to be American. So we need to think about it. Let's take a look at Africa. It has about more than 54 countries, or about 54 countries, like Kenya, Ghana, Niger, Ethiopia, South Africa, Sudan, and all those other countries. When a person comes from the continent of Africa into the United States or into Europe, they call them African. Does that mean they were born in a country called Africa? No, they were born in the continent. It's the same thing for the Asian. China today is the lead country in Asia, because they have maybe the highest GDP, and they control pretty much most of the economic of Asia. But a Chinese alone is not an Asian. You don't hear Chinese going around calling themselves Asian, or the only Asian, because they are the one in control of the continent of Asia. No, a Chinese is an Asian just like a Japanese, just like a Korean or a South Korean or a North Korean, just like any Filipinos. They are Asian because they were born in the continent called Asia. So it's the same thing for American. Anyone who was born in the continent of America, it doesn't matter what country you were born or what state in the union you were born, you are an American. Simple. You are just an American, just like anyone who was born in the United States. Okay? So a person who was born in Florida, within Florida, call themselves a Floridian. Or if they go to another state, they ask them where were they born. They said in Florida, so they call them a Floridian. They were born in the country of the Union of the United States called Florida, or if you want to say in a state of the Union called the United States called Florida. So they are Floridian. At the same time, they are American because they were born in the continent of America. That's what makes a person an American. An American is a person who was born in the continent of America, not a person who was born in the United States of America. We have to get rid of this belief. And American who believe or going around calling people like someone who's a citizen, and they said this person come from, let's say, Cuba, and they said you're not an American because you're a Cuban. No, you're a stupid person because he's an American who was born in Cuba and become having a citizenship of the United States. Make him, part of the union nowadays, but that's not what makes him an American. An American, what makes him an American is that person being born in the country called Cuba, which is located in the continent of America. Okay? So, if you like this video, I would ask you to leave a comment, and also don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to our video. Thank you.